Now we come to the launching of the 5th anniversary book. And I'm going to call on Togbi Kporku III, Dufia of Alakple, to do us the honors. Please give him a resounding round of applause. A young and dynamic civil engineer and a wonderful traditional ruler.
Thank you very much, Honorable. You forgot to mention that you were my cousin-in-law. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable members of the Council of State, Honorable Ministers of State, Honorable Members of Parliament, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, our distinguished visitors from Nigeria, and our distinguished visitors from China, Ni hao, my Lord Bishop, and members of the clergy, Togbi, Mamao, Nime, Name, Nanano, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, friends of the Volta region, and fellow Ghanaians. It's indeed a great pleasure to be called upon by the Abogonefia of the Asogli traditional area, Togbi Afede the 14th, to review his book, which is the 5th anniversary commemorative book of his installation as a chief. I've known Togbi for as long as I've been alive, because we went to the same school at ORC, even though he did not see my tail lights. But we were in the same school together. When I asked Togbi what I should say about him, he said he needed no introduction. But then I said, Togbi, if I don't introduce you, how would anybody know here that you were born on the 23rd of April in 1957? That is 52 years ago, and you're much older than most of the people who refer to you as a young chief, a small boy, or a young Turk. In fact, if I don't introduce you, how would people know that your parents had to sacrifice a lot for your education, and your own late brother, who was your twin brother Philip, had to be sacrificed for you to enter secondary school? So from ORC to Beja Secondary School, to Labone Secondary School, to the University of Ghana, and to Yale, you have been met as one of the most visionary and dynamic chiefs this country has ever produced. If I don't introduce you, how would anybody know that you are co-founder of Data Bank Financial Services? and you are also the co-founder or the founder and chief executive of Strategic African Securities Limited. If I don't introduce you, Togbi, how would anybody know that during the recent transition period, you were the de facto Minister of Finance and Economic Planning? And if I don't introduce you, how people know that you are the President of the Volta Region House of Chiefs? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is the man who said he needed no introduction. His achievements over the 5 years have been recognized by all and sundry, won many awards, and the capstone of it all was the award of the Order of the Volta by the head of state, President Kporku, last year. Togbi has been a visionary. When everybody was going west, his native wisdom and vision showed him that the sun rises from the east to the west. So, as a lone ranger, he went to the far east, namely China, where he single-handedly negotiated the biggest private investment package ever in the history of Ghana. The capacity of both Akosombo and Kongam put together. It has the same capacity as the Abuadzi thermal plant. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is 1.5 times bigger than we. And this is not the end of the Far East story. Togbi is also pioneering a World Trade Center, a 75-acre oil palm plantation, an amusement park and hotel complexes, real estate development, etc., and many, many other ceteras. This is the Togbi who says he needs no introduction. Through his humility, simplicity, and hard work, Togbi is helping to build a fountain of wealth for his people. Wealth that is made in the old-fashioned way by dint of hard work and not by being a sailor on MV Benjamin. Now it's Togbi eating any cursed or forbidden fruit from a poisoned ivy. Hard work, humility, simplicity, and total integrity. This is the man, Togbi Apede. Indeed, Togbi is proving to all and sundry that chieftaincy is not ornaments, it is substance. Chieftaincy is not ornaments, it is substance. This is the man whose book we launched today. For such an enigmatic character, of course he must stir a bit of controversy. And controversy is the companion of every visionary leader. So you must not be afraid when the comments come. I believe you're still enjoying the baptism of fire that keeps to rage in all the newspaper publications daily. Some of the comments stretch from the very sublime to the ridiculous. This is our democracy, and this is what we must endure as a leader. In Ebe, we always say that the chief cannot avoid being called a Humanuku. That is, look at your big head, and they always say it behind your back. And in all that Togbi has been saying and doing, let us all remember that nothing is said that has not been said before. He's only saying what has been said several times over. But then, Your Excellency the Vice President, some of the authors of these verifications and some of the destructive articles, I believe, need to have their genes examined. Because you can only have the genes of Satan in you if you publish such articles. I believe when their DNAs are examined at the end of the day, traces of Lucifer might be found somewhere. But Togbi has taken all this in his stride, and he knows that to conduct an orchestra or a choir, you have to turn your back to the crowd. You do not face the choir, you do not face the audience when you are conducting a choir. You have to turn your back. As an engineer, we have learned something from the American Corps of Engineers. They have a checklist, and they pose 3 questions. Is it good for your country? Is it legal and ethical? Are you willing to be accountable for your action? If you can answer yes to all these things, then you have the permission of your officer. Do it. Just do it. This is what the American Corps of Engineers teaches all of us. Just do it. If it's okay for your country, if it's ethical and legal, and if your conscience proves you right. Togbi, the pettiness and vilification of little minds will be there. And the envy and jealousy will last forever. Ours as chiefs and leaders is not to follow the crowd. Ours is to lead the parade. Lead on, Togbi. You know, we have an old joke, and it's about the old man from a village very far away from mine, of course, who had only seen a mummy truck before. And the first time he saw a car, he rushed back home and said, look at the speed with which this small car is moving. What of the day when it grows into a mummy truck? How will it move? That is Togbi Apede, who is only 5 years old on this too. Small car, but what of the day when he grows into a mummy truck? He will be called lion on the road. This is what we expect of Togbi. As the Nigerians say, Togbi is indeed a man of timber and caliber. And there are very interesting things about Togbi. On the 25th of June, we were in his house to discuss the program for this evening. And suddenly he got a text message, and he stopped all of us and announced to us that Michael Jackson had died. So quite apart from all these things, Togbi is also a thriller. I was surprised when I read that he's also a member of the board of Hearts of Oak. I don't know how the match ended with Volta Barada, and then Honorable Fritz Bafo will continue the commentary thereafter. But this is the man who is making the difference, and hence his book, Making the Difference, which commemorates 5 years of his leadership. And this is leadership that is visionary, full of innovation and full of initiative. Togbi has moved from survival as an infant to stability, and from stability to success, from success to significance, acting on his dreams and ideas with great courage and fortitude. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency the Vice President, this is the man who is contained in this book, Making the Difference, which is only 5 years of the rule of the Alakple Mafia of the Asokli traditional area, Togbi Abede the 14th. The day this small car will grow into a mummy truck, I don't know how many people can raise his book. But this is the man whose book I have the greatest honor and pleasure of launching today. There won't be somebody coming after me to auction the book. But I have 2 pieces of news for you. First of all, the good news is that we have already recovered the full cost of this book. And the bad news is that the money is in your pockets. Unless you bring it out, we will not recover the full cost of this book. It is said that in 2 days' time, tomorrow will become yesterday. So whatever we can do, we must do it now and today, because tomorrow we do not know what will happen to it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency the Vice President, it is indeed a great honor to know Togbi Abede, the Alakple Mafia of the Asokli traditional area. And I highly commend this book to all in sundry. Everybody must look for that lost money in his pocket and go away with the profit. I thank you all, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, the Dufia of Alakple, Kporku III. Very erudite, very eloquent, and very thought-provoking. Give him a big round of applause. And now